Hi. All right. Huh.
What?
Well, I'm recording this on my phone, and it warns me that we have only an hour of recording time. An hour and 22 minutes.
That?
That means my phone's getting full. Anyway, we'll endeavor not to take that much time. Okay. So, we haven't done Transformers episode in a while, have we?
Yeah. But Wynn's doing Transformers.
Yep. So we're talking about some more Transformers because you've had a birthday.
Yeah, and Christmas.
And Christmas, and Santa brought you some Transformers.
Yeah, that is like.
Santa has one that's going to be delivered sometime in the near future.
Yeah,
Because
Cheetah.
he feels bad about one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to get a Cheetor. Yes, we'll talk about that one in a moment. So, but you remember what the theme for today's is?
What?
You don't remember?
No.
Okay. So all the ones we're going to talk about today, which are all new to us, all come from one particular TV series.
Yeah, it's how Transformers animated or colorful Transformers.
Mm-hmm. It's one of your favorites, isn't it?
Yeah. That's
And-
really one of my favorites.
And I find it immensely charming too.
Hey,
And
Daddy,
yeah.
there's a little storage pack.
Yep. Because remember, he has that in one episode. So we kind of went from the last time we talked, we didn't have any of the ones from animated, which is a few years old, but you can get right
Yeah.
now on Tubi. If you want to watch it. It's actually
Yeah.
not a bad slice of Transformers
Yeah.
for 3 seasons. I mean,
Yeah.
I kind of...
But I want a 5 seasons.
Yes,
one.
I've read what they would have done with the 4th season, and some of it sounds pretty awesome. So, but, you know, she's watched a lot of it. It's like kind of
Yeah.
part of her breakfast ritual.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which also means we've suggested my poor wife to it, her mom, to a lot of it. But, you know, she wanted, and Santa brought, and we bought a lot off eBay, Transformers from Transformers Animated. So, where would you like to start, kid?
What?
With Black Arachnia. Okay, this is probably one of her all-time favorite characters. I'll do... Here, you put it where her face can be seen. Now, Black Arachnia is a great example of something that we have in the Transformers trade called light piping. If you see her eyes glow... Oop, I'm too close to the camera. We gotta go like this. You see how... If I go above it, maybe... So you don't get... So you see how the eyes glow through red? That's called light piping. Animated makes a lot of use of light piping. The figures do. So tell me something about Black Arachnia. Show it to the camera and tell me something.
She is a doll, and she's a spider, and she always having web, and she has to fly from webs, and she's a leader one.
She was Alita 1. Now, some of you may remember this Alita 1. Doesn't look like this in animated. This is actually from Power of the Primes. No, this is the Power of the Primes one. G1, she would have been a car. Anyway, but there was a different one in animated, and she is bitten by a spider, well, a whole series of spiders, while trying to use her special ability, which is to absorb the powers of others. And in the end, that causes her to become a techno-organic spider lady, that she renames herself Black Arachnia, falls in with the Decepticons, but she's not really a devoted Decepticon. She comes with this little bit of, like, hook web thing that can retract. Watch. You know, I'll retract it for them. Whoop, real quick. And yeah, she's a really lovely version of the character. She's got the little pieces that can go up and, you know, jab into unsuspecting other Transformers and suck all the life force out of them. She's generally in the series not really in league so much with the Decepticons as trying on her own to get back to her original Cybertronian form. She doesn't like being techno-organic. That goes poorly for her over and over again. She eventually makes another techno-organic being like her in turning Wasp into Waspinator. Similarly like to this, but is a part Wasp. Okay. Anything else to say about Black Arachnia, or should we go on to the next one?
Don't do the next one.
What are you
That's the
talking
Magnus.
Ultra Magnus.
This is a big one. That's the Magnus.
One of the big, this is sort of tied for the biggest figures in the line. They made 3 leader class in the line, one being Ultra Magnus, one being a leader class Bulkhead, which is less screen accurate, and one being a leader class Megatron. Okay, he's so big we can't hold him in there. Ultra Magnus. Tell me something about Ultra Magnus.
I can't see a camera.
There, talk over top of him.
That'd be better.
Okay, tell me something about Ultra Magnus.
He is big.
He is very big.
And he has a hammer animated in all the versions I've seen him. He has had a hammer in.
Hammer. Okay, the hammer of Magnus. Yep. All right. What else?
And he had like little.
But what? Tell me about his character. What's his figure, kid?
I think this.
What role does he have in animated?
He has a little role in there. He only fights the police. He fights a drone.
Oh yeah, there's the episode where all the police drones in Detroit go haywire and he helps fight them. But what is his role in the Autobots? This is kind of one of the ways in which animated's a little different. What is he?
He is a truck.
He's a truck, but okay. Which Autobots have to listen to him? Who does he lead?
I don't know if he leads.
All of them.
Yeah.
Remember, unlike a lot of other Transformer franchises, in animated, Ultra Magnus and the ones with the title of Magnus are the supreme Autobot leader. Yeah, they are. Because remember, there are lots of primes.
Optimus does.
No. Remember, in animated, Prime is the rank down from that. And there is Optimus Prime, but there's also Sentinel Prime and Rodimus Prime and Long Arm Prime. Remember, those are all other ones.
Yeah.
So, but there's only one Magnus in animated. So, and the hammer is his badge of office, if you will. In the second season, some minor spoilers here. Second season, right? Or is it? It's kind of the tail end of second season, really third season. I think. All blends together a bit when you kind of watch it all in a big sequence. He is gravely injured. And then there's this big question about who becomes Magnus eventually. The plan was to let eventually Optimus Prime become Optimus Magnus, and be in charge of the series, be in charge of the Autobots at that point. But yes, he is a large toy. He's in the same scale class as Ultra Magnus, which I have stored off screen. You can see that they're comparable. You can see that there's some similar design elements, but differences, some slight differences, right?
Yeah.
All right. Who should we talk about next? Okay. Lockdown. Lockdown was an original creation for animated, so credit to them, because he's become a bit of a popular character otherwise. Another one with good light piping. Let's see if you can get a good image of his light piping here. I'm trying to not have it on the screen, but it's just going to shine through too heavily. A lot of people do this better than I do. So tell me something about Lockdown.
He is a car.
He does turn into a car.
What kind of car?
Hot rod type thing.
Yeah.
Kind of a street racer type car.
Yeah.
Lots of spikes. Yeah. What else about him? What else can you tell me about him?
He has a hook.
He does have a hook. He has a hook. It's one of the more distinguishing parts of his character. What else about him? What side is he on?
The Decepticon side.
Kind of, but really more he's a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
I mean, Decepticons are the ones who tend to be paying money for people to be hunted down. It's not really an Autobot thing to do. But there is an episode where he's working for Sentinel Prime, isn't it?
No.
Yeah, there is. He starts finding that's how Sentinel Prime gets a hold of all those Decepticons without being much difficulty.
Yeah.
He was also trained as a cyber ninja by Master Yokotron before betraying him. Because who else was trained by Yokotron? Prowl. And the two of them are interesting. Now, who is sort of the nemesis for Lockdown? Who is sort of his big nemesis in the series? Who does he often end up having face off with, has a history with?
He also actually fights with Bumblebee a little.
He does, but who's the big one he has a history with?
Ratchet.
Ratchet. And here we have animated Ratchet. Now, the significant thing about Lockdown that you haven't mentioned yet, kid, is, yes, we upgraded from our previous Ratchet, is that he takes parts and powers and stuff from other things he captures. So when he had defeated Ratchet years ago, he stole from him his electromagnetic pulse generator, his EMP generator. In the process of of trying to escape, Ratchet temporarily overloads it and causes some major damage to RC. What's really neat is that the figure of Lockdown comes with the EMP generator, so you have that full figure. But if you buy the Ratchet figures, because remember Ratchet originally had it and does retrieve it eventually in the series, he has also a place in his arm where you can also mount that EMP generator. So tons of play value. He has the same
light
piping. And he is what does he turn into? What do I turn into, kid? What do I turn into? What do I transform into? I'm a doctor. What would I transform into?
That thing's so dramatic.
That's his character. Come on, kiddo.
Ambulance.
Ambulance. Yes, he turns into an ambulance. And yes, he was a significant upgrade over our doesn't completely transform tiny little Ratchet.
Yeah.
All right. We got just a few more here. Who else do you want to talk about? We got one more Autobot. Oh, he was an Autobot, if that wasn't really obvious. And he is a doctor. He's the medic of the team. Old war veteran.
How about?
One of the other members of the core Autobot team.
And
he's big. He's lovable. He's strong. He only seems dumb. He's actually quite smart. Bulkhead. And this is the Voyager class. One that's actually much more screen accurate in terms of his accessories and whatnot. But he's not as big as Bulkhead should be. So they kind of really didn't make a perfect one.
Should have been right this tall.
Well, they made a leader class one, but he's not able to do the main thing that Bulkhead can do with a weapon, which is has a little like wrecking ball come out of his hand. And he can swing it around, and they actually give you a little wrecking ball that actually can fire out. And he's got 3-finger hands that all are posable, and he becomes sort of an like a SWAT van armored personnel carrier. So what is Bulkhead's specialty? What is he really known for besides being big and strong?
Not breaking.
Well, he breaks things, but what is he really bright in? What is he the absolute expert on?
Space bridges.
Can you sit up so you can talk to the camera?
Space bridges.
Space bridges. So there becomes a big thing later on in the later bit of the series, kind of later half of the series, where he's the foremost expert on space bridges. He's a really lovable character, one that when she's outside, when we were playing outside, and she'd be like, "Let's play Transformers." Daddy was Bulkhead an awful lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got one more animated character to talk about. The one that had the unfortunate incident with Santa. So this fellow is Swindle. Swindle. Swindle's been around in I should also mention Bulkhead's also another animated original, which is kind of cool. Ratchet's been around since G1. Ultra Magnus is G1. Black Arachnia is Beast Wars originally. Though I do like that version of her a lot. Swindle is a G1.
Daddy, can you set it here?
Originally part of the Combaticons. Actually, that's pretty good with their overhead. Oh, that's really good, kid. Thank you. So he goes from kind of Hummer with a big cannon on top to this guy. Now, tell me something about the character of Swindle. Not the figure of Swindle, but the character of Swindle. Tell the people.
I can't tell.
What do you know about Swindle's character?
He has a blaster.
Yeah, but what does he do in the episodes? When he is captured aboard Sentinel Prime's ship, what does he do?
They have to escape.
Well, he escapes, and he's the one that does get away. But do you remember
I'll say that something.
What are you doing? I know he has a cannon in his chest, but the point is, he sells stuff. Remember?
Yeah,
Swindle is the ultimate merchant. He's an arms dealer. And other pay raiders and things. So he likes to sell things. He's pretty much out for himself. He's sort of nominally a Decepticon, mainly because the character has traditionally been a Decepticon, but also, who buys weapons? The baddies. He does get away. He has a small pocket universe inside of his chest where he stores all of his various goods, arms-wise. In this case, it can pop out and become a little minigun. Show that. Anyway, so Swindle, came from who? Who gave you Swindle?
Santa.
Santa. Now Santa had to write. Santa wrote her about something unfortunate happening to Swindle. Swindle, on his way to be delivered to the house, ended up at the bottom of the bag, and his joints have suffered quite a bit from that. So Santa wrote her and said, "Hey, if you'd like me to have the elves make your replacement, or if you have another character you really like, let us know." So we should be getting at some point. The elves have to figure out how to make him a Cheetor, right? But you can see that he has suffered from some extreme wobbliness, but he is neat. And maybe
I
someday,
really love a white pepper.
maybe someday I'll go on eBay and find a nice one. Because Swindle's a neat character. He's a lot of fun play value because of him being a big merchant and just not being completely loyal to Megatron or any of the sort of cause things. He's in it for himself. That means he's got a lot of personality as a character. Please stop that. Anyway, I got them back together at least for right now. All right, that's one's way from animated. I know you want Optimus from animated. You've talked about wanting one. You definitely want a Back to Vader's Bumblebee, and we will. I'm on my process of maybe looking at that. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of interesting ones. The load up from it's pretty cool. Some Starscream stuff is not bad from it. Anyway, is there anything else you'd like to say about the ones we got for Transformers Animated? Definitely some new characters for us, right? Okay. All right, then I guess we'll say goodbye, right?
Bye.
Bye.